your photo off to one side of the field, that would be appreciated. Or to do the photo and then leave the field as quickly as possible. And a reminder to supporters, as the day goes on, we need to keep...
Hello.
Please note, spectators, please do not enter the field of play. Spectators, do not enter the field of play. So the players that have just played on field one, if we can start clearing the pitch, we have the next game to get prepared for. Presentation will be on the opposite side. Presentation will be on the other side of the pitch, on pitch 2, this pitch 2 and the new pavilion. Please can we start moving the players off the pitches and getting ready for the next tap off. The countdown is on. 10-minute warning, players and officials. 10-minute warning.
I guess that's 35 there. Oh, here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the men's 35s final, and coming out onto the field first are the referees, Lachlan Freshwater, Richie Heath, referee coach Darren Sykes, and making his 100th and final referee appearances, Raymond Razor Cairns.
Well, as you may have heard over the speakers here on pitch 1 live at Riverside, at a Highfields, the Touchline World Cup 2024, all the way from Riverside, it's the men's 35s who are welcoming onto the field Raymond Cairns, the Kiwi referee, making his 100th refereeing appearance. Australia and New Zealand led out by the captains. For New Zealand, it's Caleb O'Sullivan. And for Australia, David Marr, who had an excellent game in the semi-final, which Australia breezed through. Australia and New Zealand once again on the docket for this men's 35s final. I've had the pleasure of covering both these sides, once down at Riverside, and then I was there for Australia's victory against England in the men's 35s. It was a comprehensive one. And they'll be keen to confound that semi-final victory with another win here against New Zealand. The two top sides in the round robin, as the anthems will be played. Well, New Zealand look really ready for this one, as it's Australia's turn to sing their national anthem. Well, a jubilant women's side over there in the Aussie box, supporting their EMU counterparts. And of course, before the game, we will have a hugger from New Zealand men's 35s in traditional fashion.
We will continue on the team news. We go to Australia's number 9, Highfields, number 10, Guy Ayu.
Well, as the teams are read out live here at Highfields in this men's 35s gold medal match, the haka led by David Horn, who was the most passionate amongst the anthem singers as well, leads New Zealand off the field. Alice Summers alongside me for this one, and well, the story of the day and the question on everyone's lips: can anyone stop Australia in their medal charge?
Yeah, watching the men's 40s game this morning was intense, with New Zealand versus Australia, and Australia were actually 3-0 up at half time, and New Zealand came to win the game 4-3 final score. So it is possible to beat this Australian team, and let's see the battle that's head to head. Australian men's 35s versus New Zealand's 35s.
Well, it's an Australia-New Zealand double-header. The next game at 12 o'clock will be the mixed 30s final between these two nations again. For now, though, it's the men's 35 series. Over from Riverside, here at Highfields for the final day of the Touch Rugby World Cup 2024 here across Nottingham, as the Emus will be led out onto the field by a plethora of green and gold shirts.
Yeah, just see here, we can see the tunnel and New Zealand warming up, but Australia having a good team talk, and 2 minutes till tap off for this finals for the men's 35s. Exciting game we have on our hands, and what can tell, who knows. New Zealand just warming up here, as we can see, and we can see the 2 massive trophies on the table for the Touch World Cup 2024. And exciting times, final day, day 7 of the competition.
Well, as we approach the start of the game, a couple of reminders. Please ensure spectators do not go onto the pitches of play. Spectators do not go onto the pitches.
Here come Australia, led out by the captain David Marr, who had a big part to play in their semi-final victory when they took down England by 19 tries to 1. It was a simple route through to the final for them. Equally for New Zealand, they beat South Africa 12-2. When these two sides met at the pool stage, Earlier on in the week, it was a victory for Australia by a scoreline of 10-4 in the side's previous meetings. Other than that, it's been plain sailing for New Zealand. They've been unchallenged on their way through to the semi-final. Australia, though, can claim the same.
Yeah, just Australia here with the tap off. We're just waiting for the hooter to go now, but Australia getting the offense, and the countdown is about to happen. New Zealand and the players are all eager on the pitch, getting ready for the tap off of this finals.
Gold medal on the line. We've already seen South Africa take bronze after defeating England over on pitch 3 in the previous game. But who will take the gold? Australia. 4 from 4 already so far today, searching for another crown, this time in the men's 30s division.
Kicking off with the ball, Australia.
And here's Josh Phillips with the pickup. Driving on here is Tipple. Australia close to the line already here. What a bright start that is. A delightful score for Matthew Tope. Australia take an early lead. Is that the quickest try we've seen in the final so far today, Alice?
I think that was under 20 seconds, and just going in there and a sweep around and just hitting the line straight ready for it. As we see the replay here going in, sweeper coming round on that offside player, picking up and giving that ball in.
Matthew Tope has the fastest score of the day in 18 seconds. That's all it's taken Australia to break down New Zealand, but a penalty here and a big chance for the captain, Caleb O'Sullivan, to respond. They'll have 6 touches from just shy of the 7.
Let's see what New Zealand can do.
Well, Simon Governor wants it on the return from O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan again. Here comes the wraparound. O'Sullivan at the half finds Corey. Simon Governor. Well, another penalty. Spares New Zealand's blushes at the roll ball.
Yeah, it just looks like her foot was in the ruck there against Australia there. New Zealand on the ball now, looking for a quickie fire up, but giving it back to that player that was on the ball.
Australia quell New Zealand's momentum for now, but here's Simon Governor again. Corey Simon Governor, really impressive in that semi-final. It's the captain in control for now.
Yeah.
Callum O'Sullivan opening up the field. Harrison. O'Sullivan wants it back, but, well, great shutout by Australia. New Zealand just unable to threaten in these early stages, Alice.
Yeah, that's just a forced error there from New Zealand, and just the roll ball. And we've seen it in a couple of these finals games about how important it is not giving away that penalty. And Australia just on the drive now, gaining great meters, and the switch plays happening over the top to the winger. Will he get it? Check back
on
in.
The inside from Australia. Scott Bradley puts Carnui Cox in for a second score. Clinical from the Emus. They're 2-0 up in the early stages.
Lovely score here by Australia, just playing around and toying around with this New Zealand side. Really opens up here for the Aussie team. Just going for that intercept for New Zealand. And New Zealand back on the ball here. Let's see if they can answer back. Looking here for the link punish, going to ground, stepping back in. But that's going to be a lovely touch by the Aussie defence.
Well, lovely ball out to the right-hand side again from New Zealand, but it's just undercooked this time. A second shot out by Australia.
Driving out Australia on the ball and kept New Zealand out for a good while there and looking really strong. This is where we saw good momentum from Australia just on that driving play, but their half was just a little bit slow there and New Zealand putting some pressure on. Driving up now, ball's getting released outside the passive.
Another great run from Australia, but this time the touch is made on the skipper, David Maher. Oh, but I think the try's been given. Well, Maher put the hand up, and I think the try has been awarded his way. We'll have to have another look at that one. How close were New Zealand to making this touch?
Yeah, this is a really nice play, and we said they were so dangerous on that transition, and just that passive ball going round. Oh, and that New Zealand player was millimetres away.
I don't think Ezekiel Makawara Mahihi got a touch on him there.
Yeah, just so close, but so able to dodge around that Australian player and done really well to get that try, making it 3-0 to Australia.
Bright start for the Emus then. And they are in control as New Zealand have another strike at the line. Good pick up from Piripi. Caught at the line. Australia have it back.
Yeah, just New Zealand there trying to dance around the Aussie team, but the Aussie team being able to hold out. And this is where they're so dangerous here. But I think it's going to be a penalty against the New Zealand side. And just a couple more meters here for Australia to take the tap.
What a bright start from Australia. Here comes Matthew Tope, try scorer already in this gold medal match. Carried on by Ayoub, who racked up a couple of tries in that semi-final against England. As did that man, Carnui Cox. Cox on the return. Here he is. Great line speed that time from Alfonso Golding. But Australia still with an opportunity. Close to this New Zealand try line. A fourth try would really open up the gap here. Ghosting in behind is Phillips, back on the inside. Great line by Australia. Over goes Taki Luke. It's 4 already inside 6 minutes.
And what a try indeed we have for Taki Luke. He's so dangerous on that pitch, and what a finish. Here we can see Australia giving the sweep, but picking up, looking open sides, and releasing that ball for that dive in that corner from Taki Luke.
Try number 19 of the Touch Rugby World Cup for Taki Luke. And once again, it's a good tap from the half from New Zealand. They have driven their way into Australian territory. They need to start crossing that white line if they want to keep themselves in the contest. O'Sullivan, great run on the wraparound here. Stepping inside and out is Edouard Toupé. Toupé again. Takes Australia on the outside, but is denied by the green and gold.
Yeah, just don't, like we're saying, they've got the steps there for New Zealand, and it's just being a matter of fact getting over that line, and they'll be knocking on that Australian door, and I'm really hoping to see what they can deliver throughout this game for New Zealand.
Australia have conceded just 9 tries across the competition, and they could be scoring another here. New Zealand appeal for a forward pass, but Anthony Tipple will nudge it back towards halfway because he's got on the board again. A 5-try first half for Australia. They are looking in control here.
They are looking very in control, and just a lovely ball 4-on-3 to that far side wing. And it is hard to throw that ball, and we've seen it many of times throughout this World Cup with such high-class standard players, and what a finish indeed.
And driving on here, New Zealand. Once again, they've been shut out by Australia at each time of asking so far, and that's the difference between the two sides. The Australians convert when they're in the 7. New Zealand unable to so far. Michael Macquarie lays it back. Nice footwork again. New Zealand looking to carve an opportunity. They do find Todd Nicholas. And then it's back with Corey Simon Gov. Militant job. Makawara Mahihi caught in the middle there. So here go New Zealand. They must create something soon if they want to get a foothold in this game. I think it's another penalty, but Australia won't mind. They've kept New Zealand out again here. 6 touches at the 7.
Yeah, another set of 6 here for New Zealand, and they'll be happy with this outcome because it is so important to stay as much time in their Australian half and have the ball in hand to make those chances happen.
Angel.
And that's going to be a penalty for dropping from Australia. So New Zealand are going to have another set of 6 here.
Here's Angel again with Piripi in the centre. Little show and go back on the inside.
And that's a score for New Zealand.
Well, they are on the board finally here, New Zealand. Josh Angel has it for the Kiwis. Set up by Rahiri Piripi there. Good middle play to get one back for the Touch Blacks.
Yeah, really nicely done from New Zealand. Being very patient here. Just a quickie on the outside and stepping to the outside again. So just taking him short side, and every player knows we got to protect that side.
Here's the footwork again, inside and out. Great work from Angel, but from their first set of 6 on halfway. Australia back in striking distance. There's the wide pass. They find a hole between them, middle and link. Over goes Patrick Horgan, but this time New Zealand keep him out. And that's the first time in this game that Australia have been denied from the 7. Can you believe it? Such efficiency from the Emus, and that's why they have this healthy 6-1 advantage.
Yeah, it's looking really nice for the Emus there, and New Zealand just wanting to gain some momentum, and hopefully coming off that try they will, but like we say, Australia is just really strong here, and it's showing in the score.
Not just a try, but also their first shutout of the game, which is pretty remarkable. 10 minutes into the fixture, ball over the top, little show and go, but winner Tiam was always going to be caught there. Good defence from Taki Luke again. He's a really difficult customer to contend with on the wing in attack and defence.
I mean, it did look really promising there for New Zealand, and just picking out that pass is really delightful to see from them, and Australia just defending that out once again. And
what a transition this is from the Emus as well. Good pick up through the centre by the skipper, Meyer. Again caught, so a second shutout of the game for New Zealand. They're back in the contest, but is it already 12 minutes into the game? Too little, too late. Have to see if New Zealand can get a few more back here before half-time.
Yeah, New Zealand just driving along this pitch now and getting some space and yards, and look at that acceleration.
Good speed from Mahiri Piripi. Now they go to the right, Piripi again. Well, there's the deflection, but it was regathered by Australia. So there will be no more touches for New Zealand.
Yeah.
And Australia at the half, still with 4 in the chamber.
Just looking for that 2-on-1 pass there from New Zealand, and just that Australian winger getting up in the line and being high, being able to take that intercept and take it in.
Here come Australia. Whipped to the right to left by Jesse Green. Out the back door to keep the play alive. Wonderful work from Green. Australia go in the corner again, but it's Jesse Green who can take all the credit. Well, I don't think they've actually made the score there. Disappointing for Taki Luke. Denied his 20th try of the tournament, but we've got to have another look at that offload.
Yeah, really nicely done. As we look on the replay now, oh, just out of the back and running hard, and even that fake switch there, pulling in the defence and then giving it out to the wing. Really, really nicely done.
Dane Ryan denied due to a forward pass. New Zealand may be lucky to get away with one there. Bit of space might open up for Corey Simon Governor. Touch made on Harrison, and it's a turnover out the roll ball. Australia shut New Zealand out this time. The game is just levelling up, but not before Australia can stretch out to a 5-try lead.
Yeah, just this point advantage for Australia is amazing for them, especially being in a final, but not to worry yet for New Zealand, because there is still time on the clock for them to be.
Phillips lays it back. There's the long pass, and what a line. Once again, the space between the middle and link opened up. Australia punished New Zealand for their poor positioning. Patrick Horgan dots down.
Yeah, that is a really nice try. And just what a play, because going down and picking up, but reading the options is so hard, and that Australian player does it so well. Seeing that link hole open up and picking the right hole there, because he could hit to go wing, and that's what's released that New Zealand player to go far. But that link player chopping that hole really, really nicely.
Australia then quell any chance of a New Zealand fight back for now. They're back to 6 tries behind the Kiwis, and they're lacking a bit of momentum, even if they are tight to the Aussie line. Good pick up, inside and out. There's the long ball. Across come Australia, though, with great defensive work to shut them down. I think it was Scott Bradley that time who made the touch. Robbie Harlow put it back on the inside, but the ball didn't go to hand. So another shutout by Australia with 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, really nicely done by Australia there. Just being able to cover over and not give New Zealand enough time for that tap in. Australia on the ball now, just driving, getting some fresh legs on, and we've seen this transition lead to a score so many times. So
it's been such a clean transition for Australia. And once again, they find space here to strike at the line. Well read by New Zealand this time. Force a retreat, Kane Rangi. No second try for him in this gold medal match where New Zealand still trail by 7-1.
Yeah, gaining yards here, just in the middle of the pitch and working out really nicely. New Zealand, change your pace here, going in for the scoop.
Well, here's a chance then. One strike at the line. Great run from Piripi. Found the last pass, and I think it's been given. New Zealand do have a second score.
And what a score indeed. Like we saw, just picking up and scooping through. Just a foot race at the end of the day and finding that free player.
Well, not for the first time. Rahiri Piripi involved. Great carry. And a lovely timed pass. Good line by Alfonso Golding. So here come Australia from the 6. They've been so clinical from halfway so far. But New Zealand get another on the board. We're still on for the same scoreline. The last time these two sides met, it was 10-4 in Australia's favour as they look to add another.
Taki Luke again, just trying to get that try on and diving for that line, but New Zealand has denied him.
He doesn't believe Dallas Frazee made the touch, but it's not his call, unfortunately. Here come Australia again. Winding up for the long pass, sold New Zealand with the eyes, over went Chayoub.
And that's a really nice play. Wow, just the counties on that link stepping in, and it's so dangerous. Just acting like he's going to throw long, so everyone releases on that defence side and sliding in for days.
We've got the perfect angle here of him giving New Zealand the eyes. All of them drifted off. And in he went. Captain Callum O'Sullivan couldn't get a hold of him. So Australia have 8. Here it is here. Just sends them the wrong way. Nathan Harrison and Callum O'Sullivan leave a little bit too much space between them. Well, Australia have already beaten Wales by 19-1. They put 20 on the United States without reply. They put 13 past bronze medalist South Africa as well on their way. 14 unanswered points on Fiji, and then 2 massive scores against England by 16-3 and then 19-1. Not forgetting, of course, that victory over New Zealand by 10-4. They're the top scorers in this round robin.
Yeah, just shutting Australia out there, New Zealand did. And just stepping up and having a really high bit of pressure. So really lovely to see.
New Zealand transition, this time with a little bit less momentum. They have been excellent from midfield when they have had opportunities there. Josh Angel, the opening try scorer, looking to drive New Zealand on for a third. Lovely ball over the top. There's the tap pass from Harlow. But Dallas Frazee just runs out of space on the wing.
And that tap pass would have almost come off there, but just a touch there from New Zealand. And
great line of speed from Alfonso Golding.
Just taking the roll ball there for Australia, but really nice play in attack there, and Australia being able to release and recover so well. We've seen them do it so many times already.
Carnui Cox there heading to the box. Here come Australia again. That's a wonderful pickup. He's got the Kiwis backpedaling, appealing for the penalty. They won't get it this time. Josh Angel rolls it back.
Yeah, 1 minute left on the clock until half-time here for both teams.
There's the second touch on the 10. Not sure New Zealand will have time to strike. They've still got 3 touches to play with. Duan Tupe caught. They'll have to create something from this last scoop. Good pickup by O'Sullivan. Tupe out the back door and another. Twice they head wide, but I think one of those passes is called forward. I'd surely just give them flat regardless. Look at these 2 unbelievable passes. First by Duan Tupe. Here he is here, keeping it alive, evading the line speed, and then a second one.
And what a time
Simon Governor
to bring it out. Nonetheless, a final against Australia.
It doesn't result in anything for New Zealand. Forward pass given, 10 seconds to go in this first half. Can the Aussies take a 9th try into the break? Here's the most recent try scorer, Chayoub. There goes the buzzer. They'll have one more strike at the line. Soft hands looking to keep it alive before the break. Jesse Green is caught. What a first half by Australia. They went 6 tries up, unanswered by the Kiwis, shutting out New Zealand from a couple of promising opportunities at the start of the half, and then they've just kept up the scoring even as New Zealand add 2 of their own. 20 minutes to play, Alice. Do New Zealand have enough to get back into this gold medal match?
Well, we saw from the men's 40s game that New Zealand were able to get the win in the end over Australia, so can never say never here on the finals day.
Well, in the very last day of the Touch Rugby World Cup 2024, as the Masters categories race towards their conclusion, it's the men's 35s here, where Australia lead New Zealand by 8-2, with 20 minutes still to come.
Also, there is a vehicle, BMW, a registration, E for Echo, Y for Yankee 24, K for Kilo, L for Lima, D for Delta, and Fall River Hockey Club. We've left the window open. Registration EY24KLB BMW. The vehicle has its windows left open at that point.
And I'm representing the Highfields programme, which is one of the sponsors of the Touch Rugby World Cup. Highfields is a collaboration of a number of universities.
Players and officials, your 30-second warning, please take to the field, ready to play. Players and officials, stand by.
Well, New Zealand have racked up an impressive record of results in this men's 35 competition. They beat Fiji by 16-6. They put 16 tries again on Wales, beat South Africa, the bronze medalists, 10-6, and then took down England 11-4 and the United States by 10 tries to 2 before beating South Africa for a second time by 12-2 in that semi-final. Their only blemish came to Australia, who defeated them 10-4 in their last meeting in the pool stage. In the final, it's New Zealand, who have been shut out at the first time of asking by Australia, who still lead 8-2. Alice Summers alongside me for this one.
Yes, and what a game we do have on our hands. Just another 20 minutes left for these two teams, and Australia really punching hard here and moving the ball really well. And we've seen this throughout the whole game here, and a lot to bring out for this last 20 minutes.
20 minutes to play in the men's 35s division. It's Australia on the front foot. Massive long ball just whipped out by Tarnui Cox. And then how about that little step from Taki Luke off the left? He's drawn a slap down from the Kiwi, so 6 touches at the line.
Yeah, really nice drawn for the penalty there. So fresh set of 6 here on the ball.
Kane Rangi's got a set of footwork of his own as it's another charge down. Jay Ayoub almost gave that final pass. Taki Luke just one try off that 20-point mark for him in this men's 35s division.
Yeah.
He's on 19 tries at the moment.
Taki Luke will be hunting down for that 20th try, but he's denied by the New Zealand defence.
Now turned away at the door. He'll head back to the 6. That 7-metre line, sorry, as here come Australia again. Cox, Rangi. Oh, how about that for a touch? Got a hold of Kane Rangi there. It's a gold medal match indeed.
And it just looks like the Australian player's down now. And
yes, he took a palm to the face there. Let's have another look at this touch.
Oh.
The skipper, Callum O'Sullivan, letting his opposite number know that he's there.
Yeah, and quite a heavy touch there. I'm guessing it's going to be a penalty. And
unfortunately, Kane Rangi has to leave the field. He's helped off by his coaching staff.
Doesn't look great.
But hopefully he'll be all right. He may not re-enter this final, but he's been a part of the Australian side that are leading 8-2, so he's done his part for his country. Here's Kanui Cox. Cox on the return. Caught this time. Good line speed by Nathan Harrison. Cox has it back. He's out there with Josh Phillips. And here's Cox again, running the show. Phillips hits the link hole. Touch made by Nathan Walland.
Yeah, Phillips has been such an important player for this Australian team here.
One more strike on the wraparound. Ayoub, show and go, races through. Lovely handling there, and he's got another score on the board for Australia.
Yeah, we saw that counties play diving through in the first half, and he gets another one in the second half as we see him sweeping round and just scoring.
Here we go. Gave New Zealand the eyes again. He's got that show and go locked up, does Jay Ayoub. That's how he racked up his first try. Scores his second here in the second half as Australia open the scoring. Here's Piripi. Bright spark for New Zealand so far is Rahiri Piripi. They must respond every time they make it to this 7-metre line. Piripi, Angel, already teed up by Rahiri Piripi once already today. He'd love a try of his own. Piripi with the switch. New Zealand running out of room here, looking to create, show and go through Golding, but forced to cuff it up.
Yeah, and just well done there by the Australian defence, just keeping New Zealand out. And New Zealand were dancing around them, trying to draw them up so many times there, but being able to shut them out, and they have been quite dominant.
Both sides have got impressive attacks. It's the defence that separates the teams. Cox, acres of space for Anthony Tipple.
Wow, what a ball. Anthony Tipple on the end of that ball as well, scoring in the left-hand corner. So we see this replay here, just looking, picking up and bombing long to that wing.
Well, there's not even a Kiwi in shot when Anthony Tipple took that long ball. Karnui Cox involved again. New Zealand go 10-2 behind. This is as many as Australia scored the last time these two sides met in the pool stage. I think they could be going beyond that even further, as they did against England in this final.
And I think, like you're saying, they would want to go further. They want to push those boundaries and see how much they can get. Just New Zealand on the ball here and in the 7, looking for a strike play, going in, setting up, picking up. Oh, the Goosey is set loose, and I think he gets past. He's looking for a player.
He's still driving on there. There's been a confusion. Duan Tupe made it through, and then he desperately needed to pick out a teammate, but he's forced to cough it up for Australia again. Another shutout in the second half for them.
Yeah, just a shutout there from the Aussies, and really well done. I thought New Zealand were going to be able to scoot through there and find that player to give that ball to, because back home, if you don't know, if you are scooping through, you're not allowed to score yourself or get touched, because if you get touched, it's going to be a complete turnover. And just here now, New Zealand shutting out Australia. So no tries on the board here, but New Zealand ball in hand on their own 7, wanting to drive out and make some meters. New Zealand shipping it over, closer to the box now, trying to get some meters, but Australia's midfield D is shooting up and putting on lots of pressure here.
Great line to be from the captain, Meyer, and this game is getting beyond New Zealand unless they can score a couple in response. A penalty will help. Here's the captain, Callum O'Sullivan, who led out his touch black side. Well, I think there might be another set of 10 yards to retreat for Australia. Well, that's 3 pens in quick succession. New Zealand haven't had to work very hard for this field position, but they do have to make it count.
Yeah, New Zealand really need to come out and get a score here. They'll be working the Australian defence.
Harrison, O'Sullivan, he slipped, but he does get it on the inside, weaving and winding at the 7 for New Zealand. That's another physical touch there. Back goes O'Sullivan. Here he is again.
Just
lays
no
it back.
half.
And there's just a lack of intensity from New Zealand at the moment. Harrison, O'Sullivan. Can someone spark New Zealand into life here? Whip pass picked off by Ayub. What a final Jay Ayub is having.
Wow, what a stretch and what a reach to take that intercept. He was just so high up on that line that he was able to grab that. Just in defence, it's so important for those links to step up, get in that passing channel to make that touch, and that's exactly what he did.
A good transition from Australia as well. Scott Bradley lays it back. Lucky Luke, as we've said, looking for try number 20 in the men's 35 division. It could be opening up here for Australia. Cox again, the architect. They're over in the corner. It's another try for Anthony Tipple. That's 2 for him in the second half. And Australia have broken that 10-point barrier.
Yeah.
And the game may be over here with 12 minutes still to play.
Just this try making it look so smooth, drawing in that play and finishing off with a 2-on-1. And Australia's just, it's routine for them now getting these tries in on New Zealand. But New Zealand not letting down and wanting to gain meters now on the 7 here. Going round, sweeper play happening, picking up, going back for the inside, and it's a quick play, but the ball's not down, but it's going to be a touch first. New Zealand back on the ball, quickie play, but the link is shooting up for Australia and read that so well, being able to touch that ball player before he can even release the ball in his hands.
Not for the first time in this second half. Australia keep out the Kiwis from the 7-metre line. And as we touched on at the break, Australia have scored 3 unanswered tries here, just as they scored 6 unanswered in the first half. And that is the difference between world champions and silver medalists in the men's 35s division.
Yeah, just looking like a penalty here on the New Zealand 7. So Australia will get a fresh pair of 6. Working New Zealand, dodging them around. A hammer play has happened, giving it. Oh, but that's first touch, that is, and that was just ball gone to ground. New Zealand really happy with that one and just coming to their sub box now. Gaining meters here is New Zealand and giving the plays in and out. New Zealand nearing up to the line here and looking for the play, quickie play.
Well, they just ran down a bit of a dark alley there. Todd Nicholas lacking support. Australia have it back. And with 10 minutes still to go here, I think they're going to be men's 35s gold medalists.
Oh, just a big touch there actually as well. So it's going to be Australia's ball and they're going to get a penalty against New Zealand. So they're going to bring it up a couple more meters and have tap in New Zealand's own half.
Well, this is the most that New Zealand have conceded so far in the competition, and what a time for Australia to break that record in a gold medal match. Back onto the field is Kane Rangi. Good to see him alive to the danger of the New Zealand defence again after getting back to his feet. Ayub on a hat-trick, puts it over the top this time, slapped down by Golding.
Yeah, that's going to be a knock-on, new set of 6 there, sorry, for Australia. Just that New Zealand's hand getting in the way there, so slapping it down, and Australia will have the ball in hands.
Here's Kane Rangi to let it back on the field after wearing that heavy touch from Callum O'Sullivan at the 7-metre line. Ayub, hat-trick hunting, sliding in, denied this time.
Yeah, just on that play there, we can see the space was on the step back, just where the middles weren't tight enough for New Zealand, so let's see if they can get into that space.
Over the top they go. There's the dramatic dive, as you'd expect from a finisher like Taki Luke. 20 tries in the men's 35 division for him. He's Australia's top scorer in the competition, and he's got himself a brace in the gold medal match. The Emus are well out in front.
And that's a hat-trick tonight for Australia. 10, Giant, are you?
Oh, well, I've absolutely sold the announcer up the river there because I misunderstood his question. It's the second try of the game for Taki Luke. Ayub is one more away from the hat-trick. That is my mistake as New Zealand looked to create with that clever pass. Robbie Harlow out the back door.
Yeah, Australia having the ball on their own 7 here, and Taki Luke, the try scorer in the corner, looking good, and a really big shift out there for him.
There's the missed pass. Another drive from Scott Bradley, and Australia hit the box. Well, what a game this has been for the Emus. Perhaps their best performance in the men's 35s competition. And what a time to do it as well. Jesse Green goes over this time.
Oh, what a celebration as well. Looks like it means a lot to Jesse Green with that score just coming in, and he'll be delighted with that.
Dane Ryan, the architect this time for Australia, as Jesse Green was in the first half for that try of the game where he flicked out the back door for Australia on the wrap for Taki Luke's first. But how about this for a celebration as well? Beautiful to see. Straight to the cameras.
Yeah, really nicely done. And New Zealand on the ball now, but given a flick. And just
one more strike at the line for New Zealand from their set of 6 at the half. And once again, it's Green, the try scorer, shutting them out. He's been important for Australia in defence as well as going forward.
Yeah, really nicely done here from both sides and really putting pressure on. Oh, great meters here for the Aussies midfield subbing pattern and just getting those meters. New Zealand really need to help step up here and make those touches. Really nicely done there for that touch. And again, 2 in a row.
A couple of big touches from Rahiri Piripi. Over the top, Australia go again. It bounces up into the hands of Anthony Tipple. Another player in this Australian side on a hat-trick. Such a spread amongst the scorers in this final.
Yeah, good meters here for New Zealand, just getting their stroll on.
Well, with 5 minutes to go here, it's taken in by Ezekiel Makawara Mahihi. Here's Macquarie. Leaves it for Nicholas. Macquarie, Nicholas again.
Looking like they've got another touch here, going in for a quickie, picking up.
Going to the open side, drifting into the end zone. Can he find Ezekiel Makawara Mahihi? Just beyond him. The number 15, he's a big man reaching back on the inside. But New Zealand, once again, denied by Australia. No scores for them in the second half with just 4.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, not long left for this side, and the final game of their men's 35s for the gold medal, and it's looking very promising for Australia now as they go in.
Phillips with a good carry, Cox with a long pass, ball on the inside. Well, if he perhaps went to the corner, Anthony Tipple could have grabbed his hat-trick, but instead, well, it's ball down.
Yeah, just looking for that connection with his link there in the Aussie side, but really nice long ball we can see from the Aussies. And
Tipple makes the touch. Well, we'll look ahead, of course. Don't go anywhere. Live here on pitch 1 of the Touch Rugby World Cup 2024 finals day. It's the mixed 30s up next, where Australia again take on New Zealand before at 1 o'clock the women's 27 series final, where England, the host, have made it to the gold medal match. They'll take on Australia again, who are involved in every single final all the way up to the men's opens, where the results have yet to come in. But that means Australia and New Zealand will be facing off in the mixed open and the women's open as well, as to be expected for the two best sides in the world, Alice.
I can't wait for that game, and it's electric over here on finals day, and everyone's around, and I think this pitch 1 is going to be packed, and pitch 2 with all the support from all the players and family and friends that have come over to watch all the people, all the players.
Chatting to the women's open side for New Zealand, who have made it through to a final after their victory in the semis. And Trish Hopcroft was saying that each and every player has brought someone with them to support, as Jessie Green has a second score in the game. Australia go up by 14-2.
And like we can see before, that tap play didn't work, but it worked this time, and Australia get another score on the board. Just 14-2 now against New Zealand.
Lovely soft hands back on the inside. Green the beneficiary. New Zealand have been soundly beaten here by Australia, who have been on top form in this final. But here's Angel with the bright Rahiri Paripi in the centre again. Angel, good line from Simon Governor. He's a top player for New Zealand, but we've not seen much of him in this game. Such has been this performance by Australia. They've kept New Zealand contained.
They certainly haven't. 2 minutes remaining on the clock now for both teams of the final, and running hard. Like you were saying, bringing their family members, just that support and love we see in this touch community is so wholesome. But here, Australia on the ball, looking to go long again, flies it, but will it be called forward? No, it's a score, another score on the long ball for Anthony Tipple.
Hat-trick for Tipple in a World Cup final in the men's 35 division. Some achievement for the winger.
Wow, what a ball from Australia's number 8.
Yeah, lovely pass from Rangi. Good to see him back on the field after he was forced off injured at the start of the second half. And in these closing stages, can New Zealand get one just for pride, really? That's what this Kiwi side have plenty of. They've made it to yet another final. New Zealand litter the final fixtures here on pitch 1. It's from our perspective, good to see them back on the stream. We'll hear those wonderful national anthems of the two nations quite a few times today. They are the best sides in the world performing here in Nottingham. Lovely switch. There's the pop pass. Forcing the touch there is Harlow. He wants it on the return. He is over. Great work from Robbie Harlow to create the score. New Zealand have one more in this final. Right at the depth, they add another to the scoreboard to make it 15-3. The result never in doubt, but a try to remember in a World Cup final for Robbie Harlow.
Robbie Harlow will be happy with that score indeed, and just that quick play, giving it back, and just that Aussie player coming in to make that touch. But
lovely weight on the pass from Macquarie. Australia, though, keen to add one more. Cox, soft hands, they do have another. Right on the buzzer, Australia have yet another score. This time, freshly onto the field is Chris Jordan, who scores.
What a score indeed, and like you say, on that hooter, Australia with the win of the men's 35s final against New Zealand, and what a way to win it.
What a performance by Australia. They've gone far and beyond expectations here. We thought after their first match together in this 35s division that New Zealand Australia would be caught up in a tight contest here, but that is not the end result. They've blown them away, and with that try right on the buzzer, they win this game by 16-3.
And what a way to win. As we can see them shaking hands now, it means a lot to all these players.
Well, what a game. Some of the Australian top performers. I mean, David Marr had an unbelievable first half, the captain. He set Australia on their way. Kanui Cox has been great throughout. Taki Luke grabbed 2 more tries. He's the top scorer in this competition. 20 for him in the men's 35 division. But Jay Ayub made 2 great scores at important times as well, just before and just after the break. Australia dominant here. They beat New Zealand by the same margin that they saw off England in their last pool stage, 16-3.
What a way to win it, and heading on to the next couple games we have in tail.
Well, a victory for Australia over New Zealand, the men's 35s, but New Zealand will have another crack at the whip in the next game when Australia once again face the Kiwis, this time in the mixed 30s final, live here on Pitch 1 of the Touch Rugby World Cup, as we leave you with a triumphant Australia.